So today we're talking about hip mobility. Your hips house the strongest muscles in your body. They're responsible for moving a ton of weight, whether it's your deadlift, your back squat. Chances are those are bigger than the rest of your lifts just because you're using your entire body and you're using a hip hinge or a squat to assist moving the weight. Quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, all these tie into the hips. And it's very important to keep the hips both strong and mobile. That way you don't have any lower back issues. I'm sure you've seen people who kind of walk around like this because their glutes stay too tight, or people walk around like this because their hip flexors are too tight. If you use mobility exercises on a regular basis, you can actually loosen up both of those. So today we're going to go over 5 different exercises. The first 3 are going to be kind of beginner exercises. The last 2 are going to be a little bit more detailed. So the first one we're going to do are swing throughs. So for this, I'm just going to put my hand on the wall, kind of swing my inside leg forward and backward. The big thing with this is don't keep the muscle flexion all the way up. I'm just kind of getting power at the bottom, riding out the momentum up top. And obviously you want to do this on both sides. So you're going front, back here. Then we're going to go side to side. So for this one, I'm just going to kind of put both my hands on the wall, walk back a little bit further, just kind of swing out. Try to turn your hips, work on the opposite hip as well. So just kind of go through, you do these about 30 seconds a piece, right here. Try to get it nice and loosened up. Big thing with that is control your balance. If you have balance issues, hold on to a chair, hold on to a counter, something you can get your hands on to help stabilize yourself. Second one are circumductors. So for this, if you have balance issues, just put your hands on the wall, bringing my knee up, trying to draw a big circle right here. Inside out, both sides. Then I'm going to go outside in. So up, down, and this way. Make sure that you hit both ways. Same thing on the other side. The third exercise for beginners are standing starfish. So I'm basically getting a wide foot stance, wide hands. And from right here, I'm bending, pushing my hip out to the side, and leaning to my opposite toe. You can see I'm getting a little bit of rotation in the lumbar area as well. It's perfectly fine. So for the last 2, they're a little bit more advanced. First one is a deep squat and a prying squat. So I want to get just a normal squat stance, maybe a little bit wider if you're used to a narrow stance. So from right here, I'm just sinking my butt to my heels. Make sure that you're pulling yourself down. Don't just drop and land. So from right here, going down, nice deep squat. Hear my knees popping. So from right here, just kind of push your hands together. Twist a little bit each way. It's going to loosen up the knees as well. And you can push into your hands and kind of open up your hip flexors at the bottom. This is very good for the glutes, very good for the top of the hamstrings. Now the last one we're going to do is a reaching lunge. So for this one, you can use the wall too to help you get down if you need to. That's fine. I'm going to get into a lunge position, drop my bottom foot backwards, kind of overextend my front leg and sink my hips to my front heel. Once I get in here, feel nice and balanced. Just bringing my hand to my knee. Arms going up and over. You can see I'm overextending the lat, the obliques, and the hip flexors in this quad. I'm also getting a deep stretch in this hamstring and glute on this side. So just hold that for a couple seconds. If you want to kind of move in and out of it, that's fine too. Try to sink down a little bit deeper. Then we're just going to switch. Here, same thing. Once you get nice and stable, hands going to your knee, opposite arm is reaching up and over. Rock back, come out of it a little bit, relax, right back in. All right, try those out. Let me know what you think. Thank you.